So this simple micro niche YouTube strategy that I'm about to break down in this video is allowing my clients to scale up to 6 figures just by posting organic YouTube videos. This is a channel I just started with Breast Skills that's definitely going to collect over 6 figures, and I've done this for multiple channels: The Growth Partner, Caprice, Defino, Alex. I'm just going to scroll down and you can kind of see the names we've worked with to show you that I'm not capping. And in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how you can do the same thing in the easiest way possible. So first things first, what is a micro niche YouTube channel and how can this actually grow your business? As you can see here, we added The Growth Partner $115,000 in just 115 days. And the thing is that micro is able to be mass appeal and quote unquote entertainment YouTuber trying to create videos for a lot of views, because you do not need to chase views to actually make income. And all you actually need, instead of having a huge audience, 100 subs, which is great, you can grow your audience, right? But all you really need is just a few people being able to buy your high ticket offer that you're charging anywhere from 3K to 5K, might be a little bit less, might be a little bit more. And that's all you need to be able to go and scale to 100K per month, just like my clients are with YouTube. And the great thing with this is you don't need to be cringe. If you want to, you don't have to get tons of editing in your video, which is great. You can edit your stuff, but you can keep these videos relatively raw. And at the end of the day, it just comes on focusing on your on-camera presence. So how you appeal on camera, your energy, your quality of your content, and then also the main important thing is just actually having good knowledge that people want to know, and having a good enough offer to where that the value-based content can bring them to the solution, which is your offer where you teach them how to solve their problems. But obviously there's a method to this madness, and that's what I'm going to be covering in step number 2. So how can you create this high ticket flywheel? This is Defino here. We helped him add over 6 figures on a really a micro channel. Like you can see right here, we only have 1K subs. On the other channel, I think we have, like, here it says 5K subs. So what you want to do first is discover what you're selling. This can be high ticket coaching. This can be an agency offer. This can be a service-based business. This can literally be anything. Like, it really doesn't matter. But figure out the specific offer that you're gonna have. All you need is one really good high ticket offer. And I'm gonna break down the funnel videos that you should be posting. But first things first, you want to position yourself as an authority. It has to be something where you're actually having expertise on, and this is what you want to leverage. For example, for Defino here, he's extremely good at scaling e-commerce brands, and we're positioning all of our content around that. Once again, I'm gonna break down the actual funnel. But the thing with having a micro channel is you can be yourself and sell your whatever your service is to other people by literally just mixing logic in with personality. And this is how I do that, to be able to build trust and actually drive them to a high ticket offer. So you basically figure out what is your competitive edge in your niche and how can you allow that to bleed through your content, so actually have people rock with you as a person, and then mix that in with the value-based stuff, which is your actual knowledge. And with these two things, you're going to be able to figure out how to actually have people convert. You're going to figure out how to actually sell your offer. There's other things you can break down too, like the do's / the don'ts of your brand, what you kind of want to talk about on camera, what you're failing at or what your clients are failing at, and how you can, spin those up into ideas or things to mention in your videos over and over to appeal to their pains and desires. But these are the main things that you want to focus on when you're trying to make value-based content, mixing the personality side with the logic. In the 3-video funnel, which we did use here with Defino, instead of having top of funnel content, middle funnel content, and bottom funnel content, there is something where you can have like a top layer where you have like a YouTube VSL, and I can cover this later. But if we look at Defino's channel here, right? So we have our first video here is 50 million worth of raw e-commerce advice in 7 minutes. This is a really, I'd say it's a middle of funnel video. They're talking about, it's kind of a bottom of funnel. It's very specific. You can see we have the Shopify logo. It's e-commerce brand. This one is e-commerce supplier, even more specific. So you can see the TAM goes down, the total addressable market on this video, because we're mentioning e-commerce suppliers. So this one has 3.6K views. This one has 11K views. It's more specific. So you want to be focused on being direct with your content. And then we have a more broad video. This would be top of funnel. So this would be a top of funnel video because it's just like unfiltered life advice. We can have this being a bottom of funnel video. He's talking about a supplier here. This can be a middle of funnel video because they're just talking about e-commerce advice. And then this is a bottom funnel video. This is a client interview. So you can see how that kind of works. And then I guess you can assume that our main channel is like where our VSL is, where he's basically running a series where he's doing Road to Bugatti, or whatever the case may be. A YouTube VSL, I can kind of touch on it. But essentially, top of funnel content is more broad. And this is going to bring people, this is basically gives awareness on whatever, you do. and it can just apply to more people in the business niche or whatever niche you're in. It just brings more awareness. Or it can involve something like that's mainstream, for example, tying in AI with whatever you do, or things of that nature, like something that's popping. Middle funnel is how to. This is going to be explainer videos. This is going to be tutorials, step-by-step, stuff like that. That's going to be your how-to content. Then your bottom funnel, like I showed there, case studies. This can be also like just niched down insights, interviews, and all that good stuff. Like just specific content to who you already know who you're targeting and who you want to sell to. And a good example of the YouTube VSL is this channel, the Growth Partner, where we added 115K in 115 days. You can see we had all these videos that we were posting, right? But if I come up here, we didn't make this YouTube VSL, but our top popular video is this video, and we drove traffic to this video. And then obviously there's a description and a link where people then click on their stuff. They go through a funnel. They actually have to get, then it's like get access free course. If they want to book a call, they can come down here and book a call, etc., etc. Once they book a call, they actually make sure they're qualified to hop on the call, and then from there, they're sold on a high ticket offer. But how do you actually find, video ideas? How do you know what to make? And I'm going to break that down for you right now. So first things first, I want to mention you want to focus on being direct and not being viral. I'm going to cover the content strategy right here, but I just want to mention you want to focus on those two things. That's the distinction that this channel is going to have. In content strategy, you definitely want to make sure your content is searchable. I can talk about SEO, evergreen, and you want to make sure it's video that convert and videos that can also rank for keywords. So how I do that, it all comes down to one, breaking down who your ideal customer profile is, which is your ICP. Essentially from here, you can figure out the pains and then you can figure out the desires of your audience. From that, you can really, what I like to call, reverse engineer these into video ideas. You can literally use ChatGPT to do this as well. So for example, for this client here that was selling to agency owners, I could do reverse engineer the pains and desires behind an agency owner that's at 10K per month trying to scale. And then you can actually have ChatGPT to turn that reverse engineering into, video ideas that are proven or popular that can go ahead and actually convert your leads. But once you do this, like once you do the reverse engineering, you're not done yet, because you basically don't have any way to certify these ideas. And the way you certify these ideas is to make proven videos by finding outliers. So I want to break down how you can find outliers using vidIQ. It's kind of simple, because if you can find outliers and tie outliers in with the reverse engineering process right here, that is exactly how you're able to make unique content that's also proven to work. So outliers, what do we look at outliers? So if I come to the channel right here, you can see if you have a extension called vidIQ, you can see this video that we made here for the Growth Partner is an 8.5x outlier. Essentially, when you're looking for outliers, you want to look for the bigger the number, the better, of course. Like if you can get a 100x outlier, that's great. But a good, ratio you can look at is if the views are 10x the sub count, that's typically like a good KPI for, figuring out, is this an actual outlier that I want to take inspiration from when it comes to the title and also the thumbnail. After taking inspiration from these proven title and thumbnail structures, you tie them in back with all the reverse engineering that you're doing right here. Our client Julia, we added her multiple six figures on YouTube. She had a low subscriber count and low views, literally a micro niche channel. An example of us taking inspo from an outlier is you'll see these videos here. It says give me 10 minutes. Give me 10 minutes is a proven title structure. So you can see this is a 44x outlier, 14x outlier, 59x. So once you see these, you're like, okay, how can I apply these to my niche? We come here to Julia's channel. Give me 10 minutes now. Help you make $100,000 per month with Instagram. We literally know the desire of our audience is to actually not only just grow on Instagram, but to actually turn that into sales. So now we're positioning that idea with a proven title structure, which is to give me the 10 minutes. And we're going ahead and we're doing a similar thing with the thumbnail. We're finding other outliers and we're piecing stuff together to make content that is unique now, but is also proven to work. And I'm doing the same on all these other channels that I'm helping convert. Like I said, I've done it for channels in every single niche. Some names you probably know here: Caprice, The Growth Partner, Defino, Jacob Levinrad, Ramen Popal, John, Ewan, Connor, Steph, Max. List goes on and on and on. And if you wanted more deeper insight, like on the titles or, you know, on the thumbnails, scripting, all that good stuff, like etc., etc., I have other videos on those, but just keep in mind everything really evolves around your ICP and who you're selling to. If you can be as direct as possible, call out that audience and specify that your channel is helping this group of people do this certain thing, and allow that to bleed through your titles, thumbnails, scripts, video ideas, etc., etc., and then also tie in your competitive edge and really push that propaganda on why you're different than everyone else in your niche. You will see success on your channel and be able to turn your content into cash. Like it says here on our website, I've done this over and over again. So if you want to be one of our next client successes, click the first link down below to book a call. Other than that, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.